Hey YouTube, how you going? Welcome to another video where we're going to keep brainstorming some startup ideas. So, if you watched my first video, which I recorded a few days ago, we were looking at a couple of different things. I put together this little flow diagram that's kind of sitting in the middle of these two ideas, and basically the concept was, at least in my experience, like the closer you are to the dollars that a company generates, i.e. the end customer, if you're working as an employee, the more money you get, right? So salespeople are typically paid more than, sales operations people and you're typically paid more than field marketing. And the further away you get from sales, so like if you're over here in tech support operations, you kind of see more of a cost center rather than a revenue generating center, and you earn less money. And the thought process was, well, if you can create software that sits more on this side, you might stand a chance of being able to sell your solution for money. So that's why things like marketing tools and that they typically go pretty well, because marketing is pretty closely tied to the end sale. And some of the other ideas, I talked about my previous startup, which was Acquire, which was made for pre-sales consultants. It's a little bit removed from the dollars. I really struggled to get some traction there, largely also because pre-sales consultants and their managers don't have budget authority. But some of the new ideas we looked at were something like win-loss analysis, competitive battle cards, and I had a few other ideas that, in all honesty, if we plot these more over here on the HR side, so like employee reviews, OKRs, which are kind of like KPIs, pulse surveys, performance improvement plans, so that's more if a salesperson's failing. And then when we looked at something kind of sat a little bit over this side, with product management and stuff, I had this idea of public roadmap software, and we copied this example here. I think I still got it open. Strapley, who used this thing by Canny. Where are we? And then over on like the B2C side, I talked about this idea of a Zettelkasten. If you don't know what that is, it's basically this note-taking method, as I've got here, like this example. If you read a book, you summarize the key lessons out of it, like one note per lesson. You read another book, you summarize the thing. You watch a video or some other source of content, and then you tag all of this content. So I've tagged it. And the idea is that you then create a consistent stream of thoughts across multiple different sources of content. And I thought that could be interesting. Also, this kind of life goals, personal OKRs project. I previously had an idea of creating an independent task management tool. Many moons ago, I had a task management tool that was for teams. But maybe if you just dedicate to making it just for one person, because there's a lot of task management tools out there that are geared towards teams. And that also flowed into this idea of like a life RPG. If you haven't seen that before, just Google or go to YouTube, life RPG. People kind of make these trackers, and it's like, like you're, read 100 books. Every book you read, you get like XP, and then once you get a certain amount of XP, you kind of give yourself a reward. Obviously, the challenge with the B2C idea is that kind of make less money. Consumers are less likely to spend money on an idea, so you kind of probably need a free tier and then a premium tier. There's pros and cons, don't get me wrong. You can get a lot more traction. Even look at something like ChatGPT. Yes, it's used by businesses, but you can just log in as an individual user and get you started straight away. So there's kind of some of these things that maybe sit somewhere in between. But B2B ideas, typically speaking, if you've got a solution that makes it, if there's a company that sells software for 100 grand, and your software helps them sell that software better, and you can charge 10 grand for it, well, it's still beneficial for them because they pay 10 to make 100, whereas on a consumer front, it's unlikely that you can sell something that's going to make an individual consumer, 100 grand, right? Unless it's like this kind of like prosumer type stuff where, I don't know, maybe if you're, if you've got a side hustle or something like that, they might be willing to spend $100 a month on software for something, and that's like $1,200 a year. But yeah, that's kind of a bit of a gray area. So we're going to continue on with the thought process. I just wanted to give that background. And I thought today what we'd look at is Reddit, side project, and entrepreneur. So it's always kind of good, like, let's just go like top this year. I'm just keen to see like what people are making. So this is interesting, like someone had 2 failed projects and then got 5 customers. Exactly. This is funny. I love how 90% of this sub consists of side project tools designed to help people launch their side projects. The other 10% are some AI thing. Build pad. I don't even know what that is. What does it do? Build products that people actually want. Okay. Just like a idea validation thing. Yeah, Yeah, see, this is kind of like a prosumer thing to me. People who build this are trying to do side hustles. No interest. And also, I should probably clarify, I'm not looking at these ideas just to like steal them. I'm looking at them for inspiration. So like, I mean, bit of a stretch, but say you looked at that and then you're like, hey, you know, this is made for people making side hustles. Maybe I make a task management tool just for people who are doing side hustles, and it's specifically designed for like teams that are between 1 and 3 people, because if you have more than 3 people, it's probably not a side hustle. Yeah, it's kind of a weird idea. Game, Google Analytics alternative. Wow, I spent 18 months making that, but problem is Google Analytics is free unless you're like a massive organization and want some other stuff. Product hunt alternative. I saw this a while ago. Thought it was kind of interesting that someone actually managed to make a product hunt alternative that was making money, $4,000. It's interesting. Never heard of that, but that's kind of cool. What's this guy's? There's AOP. Okay. Where does he say what? What's this? So this is his unneed.best, right? I like that idea. Kind of tells you when the launches are going to happen. Interesting. Monthly. That's interesting. Like get detailed feedback from other indie hackers. Again, the problem is like so many, like everyone who joins this just wants to get people for their tool. No one is interested in actually, well, I shouldn't say no one, but very few people are actually going to provide you the feedback that you're after. Right? That's an interesting idea. Like probably wouldn't make a huge amount of money, but just to run a quick check, I can see people paying for that. That's interesting. Like I was talking about, like a task management tool, just be individual. This one's made one just for freelancers. Say goodbye to freelancer chaos with Yappa. It's more of a calendar app. Not as interesting as I thought. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. I was more interested that, yeah, the guy managed to build a product hunt alternative. Let's go. Not that I want to do a job board, but I'm just interested in that. So these are kind of all pretty small scale things. I'm not saying that they're, you know, not cool or whatever. And obviously, some of them are making a fair bit of money, but yeah, I'm just kind of interested in trying to find something that's maybe a little bit more enterprise grade, I guess is the question, or has the potential to be used by bigger companies. At least for now, while I'm kind of thinking and brainstorming. That's the kind of route I'm going down primarily when I'm looking for ideas. Check it out here. Flux Labs. AI photo shoot studio for your brand. Create your photos. Train the AI. I mean, I can see that being used by people who, this is a cool idea. You know, people who have Shopify shops and stuff like that, and they want to, you know, get their clothes or their products on, you know, models in certain locations. Like, hey, don't go to a beach location, take a photo of your shirt, train AI to generate that. That's pretty smart. I like this idea. Not something I personally want to do, But this is the kind of side project or prosumer. I mean, it is obviously going to be used by business, but it's also kind of semi-prosumer, I guess, because if you have a small Shopify shop and you're importing some clothes, like this could really level up your game. But yeah, not for me. Sumify made a YouTube video summarizer app. I mean, that's crazy. Someone made. It took Sumify 3 months to reach 500. Transcribe and summarize videos in only a few seconds. See, so this is interesting because copy this. Like if you go here, my Zettelkasten idea. I want to re-explain Zettelkasten, so go back and watch my previous video. I go into it in a bit more detail, but basically the premise is each note is one specific lesson or one specific thing. So even if you read, for example, someone might write a note like, hey, to build muscle, you need to eat 1 gram of protein per kilo body weight and lift 4 times per week, and they'd save that as one note normally in like a notebook. Zettelkasten's like, no, break that down into individual notes. Each individual thing is its own note. So if you think about a YouTube video, often I do watch YouTube videos and I get these thoughts and these notes, and you could save them individually, but maybe you combine something like this Sumify into this Zettelkasten thing, so it automatically transcribes the videos. It automatically picks out the key lessons or the key points of information, automatically populates your Zettelkasten, and then you like approve or deny whether or not you want that note saved in your Zettelkasten. Right. So yeah, right. Stop watching it 2x. I mean, that's definitely me. 28,000 people. How much do you charge for this? So it's free, 15 minutes, 1 click. That's pretty interesting. All right. Past 7K. Started. People. I'm surprised, like, again, I don't want to make a job board, but I'm surprised. Diversify your job search or hire talents with 446 job boards. It's pretty interesting that people are still making job boards. Right, and that we already looked at. And then if we go to Reddit, so hot, top. Let's go like this year. My idea was stolen after I built in public. I mean, so many. I raised 120 grand. I don't know where to start. Jeez, like it just kills me. There's people out there who have really good ideas and stuff, and they bust their ass, and sometimes they just can't. Maybe they're not good at getting in front of angel investors, and they miss out, and then someone who raises money doesn't even know what to do for it. One tech founder totally demoralized after 2.5 years building. I've heard some wild stories. While I'm looking here, I used to not know how to code at all, and I know if you're watching these videos, it kind of looks like obviously I'm not a great developer. I'm a bit rusty, given I haven't written any code myself for about 18 months. But I've come across some non-tech founders who, the worst was they spent about 500 grand trying to build their product, and it never got to market. Crazy. If you watch my previous video, that was the company I was trying to think of, Llama Life. They went through startup school. Scraping bee. What are you paying? Stock portfolio newsletter. Hyperfury. No idea what that is. Did we open that one? That's interesting. Someone closed a client for nearly $2,000 and they were spending $8 a month a few months back. All right, let's kind of dive into some of these that we've opened. So we went from $100 revenue first month to $7K in third. Also trading up. I'm interested. What do you do? Cold start blueprint. Cold start blueprint. What do these guys do? Cold email. Too hard to figure out what they do. Fitness app. There's tons of fitness apps. Health and wellness. Alright, and then we got these on. So Hyperfury, freedom tool for serious. Help with building an audience and making more money online. So that's a post generation tool. Boring. Personal AI note and search app. Note quickly anywhere. See, this is kind of interesting. This is a little bit Zettelkasten-ish. Pricing. Interesting. Mirror. Stick that in there. Alright, scraping bee. Tired of getting blocked. Yeah. Yeah, this was the company that was in startup school. In a way, I mean, it is almost like an individual task management tool, but it's got this, yeah, like focus. I only got a few more minutes, and then I've got to finish up. But what I'm interested in doing is, we go, help me brainstorm some startup ideas. I'm interested in B2B SaaS solutions. Some ideas include one, ability to create and manage paddle cards for software vendors, ability to capture, track and share win-loss, an employee pulse survey tool, employee OKRs, 5, an employee HIP, performance improvement plan tool, 6, creating public roadmap software, share future features we are releasing. Target audience is B2B. Ideally, we should be able to sell software for at least $50 per month, if not more. Yes, I agree, we need to find pain points, but for now I am just brainstorming general ideas. This will be a standalone product. We can integrate with other tools though. We may use AI depending on the use case. Revenue is B2B SaaS subscription. Let's give it that and see what else it does. Deal coaching platform. Use AI to analyze sales calls, customer churn prediction, track customer engagement, event ROI tracker, bit specific. Skills gap analysis, very specific. Automated meeting summarizer, tons of those. Shift scheduling optimizer, not saying I'm interested in. Workflow transparency tool. No. Knowledge base builder. SOP generator. No. 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 Vendor risk assessment tool. It's interesting. It's pretty niche. And there's tons of those. Proposal personalization engine. No, these are terrible. That's kind of a extension of the Pulse survey, which I think is a good idea. Like you just specifically make it for remote tools, remote team sentiment tracker, direct manager feedback platform. Nope. Freelancer. Nope. Automated expense. Nope. Vendor payment. Nope. Contract. Nope. No. Tons of those. Tons of those. No. 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 Don't suggest ideas that are solely based on AI. AI can be part of a solution, but can't be an idea. I want to steer clear of anything compliance related. Also, don't suggest ideas that just summarize information or schedule meetings. Ask me other questions if it will help with idea generation. So far I think we're getting better ideas. It's kind of like brainstorming ourselves, seeing some other ideas, bouncing off it. Let's target initially teams are smaller, say between 5 and 200 people. Sales, marketing, product teams are all good. We want to steer clear of support, providing tools for manual workers, cleaners. I know I'm not answering all these questions, but mentioned in helping customers generate revenue and save costs. Workflow focus. See what it comes back with. We can probably be a bit more structured with AI, but I just have a few more minutes, so I just want to see a few more ideas and then we'll wrap it. I know this video is probably not going to be very long, but yeah, it's just a continuation of that ideation phase. It's kind of interesting. Sales incentive tracker, campaign asset, ROI, launch playbook manager, innovation partner. It's kind of built into it already with the feedback and feature release. Nope. I mean, Jesus, like you can just ask AI to do that. that's kind of what we're already doing with the competitive battle cards. Content Monday. No. I'm going to wrap it there. I don't like any of those ideas, so I think we've got to come back and spend a bit more time prompting AI to get that right. But yeah, it was worthwhile going through a few of those Reddit communities. I think we might do that a little bit more. But I'll wrap the video there. Thanks for watching.